Up, everybody? It's Scott Michael Talk. Hey, I'm back. I'm rolling solo dolo for episode 125. Hey, my broadcast bro, he's away right now handling business, but he'll be back on the next episode. This is on the Swivel Podcast. We have the best barbershop talk in sports and viral news. So go ahead, join our community, subscribe, like, share, let everybody know what we're up to. Great conversations. Our content is on TikTok, Facebook, IG, Snapchat. So basically, we're in the thick of it now. We're in college football. We're in the NFL season. We already got a lot of stuff popping off. Different opinions on quarterbacks and different things. We got to see Arch Manning, his first weekend. Now we're going into the Thursday night game, the Cowboys. They're without Micah Parsons. So I'm gonna touch on a lot of different things pertaining to last weekend and going into this weekend. So I would like to start off what I saw: North Carolina versus TCU, Texas Christian. Bill Belichick. A lot of people have been making mad excuses for him. I'm not going to be the one. I cannot make excuses for a man who has head coached a team for more than 20 years and coached a team to, I think, like 8, 9 Super Bowls, won 6 of them. I'm not making no excuses. Everybody said, well, the transfer portal, they brought in a lot of people, a lot of players to North Carolina. Well, damn, you played the game on Monday. Did Bill Belichick get there that Friday? Nah, you're not going to get it from me. So during his debut, all the hype is there. North Carolina, obviously, that's a basketball school. So personally, I did not see them winning the game, but 48-14, come on. And you made your bones as a defensive coordinator. All the hype surrounded that game. You had Michael Jordan coming back to watch you up in a skybox. Roy Williams. Lawrence Taylor brought him back on his best behavior. Who you had? You had Mia Hamm. When is the last time, hey, anybody, I'll wait. You can put in the comments, whatever. When the last time anybody have talked about North Carolina football? Matter of fact, when the last time they played in prime time? Monday night, prime time, ESPN. I'll wait. So you get this coach. You put him in this environment to win, to bring the expectation, to bring the hype, to bring the excitement. Because see, I know a guy about 3 years ago, 3 seasons ago, that he brought a ton of hype. Not a Hall of Fame coach, but a Hall of Fame player. I know a guy that brought a Colorado team out of the depths of a 1-win season when Colorado has not been relevant since the 90s. Do your homework. They actually won the national championship in 91. They split it with Georgia Tech. I know a guy that all everybody do is criticize. They don't give excuses. They don't give out that a level of grace to say, oh, he's doing too much. Well, he's doing interviews. The books, the interviews. He got celebrities on the sideline. But I know a guy. His very first parallels. I'm telling you, the parallels is funny. when he coached his first game at Colorado, they played the same TCU team that came off a national championship appearance. They rolled up in Texas and beat them. Bill Belichick in North Carolina, TCU came to North Carolina, came to Chapel Hill, and murked them 48-14. Well, all the hype. Matter of fact, they said it the whole broadcast because, see, he started doing trademarks. They turned Chapel Hill into Chapel Bill. So, all right, so Chapel Bill, the 6-time Super Bowl winning coach, what happened? You know, first drive was great. Pick six, scoop and score. All right, offense. You paid the quarterback Lopez $4 million in NIL. You can't even get him a screen pass. If he's struggling, come on, get some quick slants, throw some smokers, get your offense going. I thought you would know that because you're a Hall of Fame head coach. You can't even get your $4 million NIL quarterback going. But you know what? I'll let him live on that. Because once again, he's a defensive guy. Your defense can't stop a nosebleed. TCU opened up the second half with like a 70-yard run. The dude damn near went untouched. And here's the kicker. His little 25-year-old girlfriend, she brought her narrow ass down to the sidelines. Yo, I never even seen Bill Belichick's ex-wife before. If y'all have, please tell me if you've seen his ex-wife anywhere. I didn't even know he had kids until he nepoed his kid into a coaching job. Matter of fact, his son is the coordinator at UNC right now. I didn't even know he had kids until then. I've seen his girlfriend. It was a CBS interview where she was dictating and she was running the whole interview the same way he got the name Chapel Bill. See, all this stuff is trademarked. You can look it up. So the same way he trademarked Chapel Bill, which is crazy. You come in there and haven't done anything, but you change Chapel Hill, your Chapel Bill. Hell, if anybody should change your name to Chapel Hill, it should be Michael Jordan. The late Dean Smith, they should change the fucking name. But okay, whatever. I'll let you live. I'll let you live on that one, Bill. Another name they also had trademarked was the word gold digger. And my ignorance, I would have thought the term gold digger is so widely used, you would have thought that somebody would have already trademarked the word. No, they did. Probably more likely, she did. It's right there. So if you're the gold digger that you trademarked yourself to be, know your role and play your position. Sit your ass off somewhere. Let Bill do what he do to collect your money that you're going to get later. Because she's probably in his trust anyway. Yo, you're on social media. You got her kicked up in the air. With the foot on her back, got her kicked up in the air. Hey, she play her cards right. She going to be in the wheel. So I saw so many things. And then on the talking heads on TV, y'all tripped over yourselves to come up with excuses. When I know a guy, you make zero excuses. Yo, I know a guy. I keep saying, and you know who this guy I'm talking about is. In Colorado, especially over the last month or so. So I'm gonna stop being facetious and all that. Obviously, the guy I'm talking about is Deion Coach Prime Sanders. We all know, if you haven't heard, he had cancer removed. He had to have a new bladder, and Carucci was by his side. And oh man, and all the rumors jumped off him and Carucci. Can you imagine if Carucci walked on the sideline and stood by him on the sideline and you saw her all on the practice field like you did baby girl with Belichick, y'all would murk him on ESPN, FS1, all over the place. Y'all would have. So I just love the hypocrisy sometimes, but so it was just so many things wrong, and then he lost like crazy. Look, Michael Jordan, all those people who came out, like I said, LT, Roy Williams, Julius Peppers, and I'm pretty sure more people are going to want to come out. The AD, eventually they don't want to hear no one word answers. Well, on to the, I don't know, on the Wake Forest. Well, we'll do better on the Florida State. We'll do better on the Miami. We'll do better on the NC State. No. That shit ain't gonna fly, buddy. That shit ain't gonna fly. Nah. So, so on another note, we got to see Arch Manning. He had 170 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. Ohio State. The game wasn't like a blowout. It was 14-7. Now Ohio State is the number 1 ranked team after beating Texas. We all saw it. The Nepo baby shit. Look, now everybody throwing around, he was a generational talent. I get it's 1 game, but goddamn. The time put in, he was sitting behind Ewers the last 2 years. He gets all this money. Okay, I see what's up. All right. All this money. I think he's a top NIL earner. I'm pretty sure he is. Bro, we don't want to hear, once again, I don't want to hear excuses. I can make examples of other people and put them together. This family and that family and the Manning family, this and the third. I did that with the Belichick Coach Prime thing. I'm going to leave that alone right now. I'm gonna go to Coach Sarkisian. Coach Sark, you literally just played Ohio State in the playoffs. You couldn't crack the code. You say, okay, well, I have a better thrower of the ball. I have a better quarterback. You still couldn't crack the code against Ohio State defense, and their quarterback saying he wasn't super. Saying wasn't super. If you understand the reference when I'm going with it, you understand all my anime fans. He was just 126 in a touchdown, and that was a late touchdown to Tate where he had to make the acrobatic catch and juggle it back into his hand because the Texas defense actually did a great job. So how about this? Let's cool down these talks. Because the next couple games, Texas is going to play. Let's call it. They're going to play some bums. Let's just call it what it is. They're going to play inferior talent. And then they got Florida in 3 weeks. Then let's come back to this in 3 weeks. Because I do feel like it was some plays to be had. The touchdown that Arch Manning had was to Livingstone. And he had Livingstone a little earlier. It kind of hit off his hand. It was a very, like a tight window throw. Didn't come up with it. They missed a lot of fourth down. Hey, they were going for it. They missed some fourth down conversions. The last one was short. The pass was short. Oh, man, he threw a pass. It was behind guys. So Arch's going to have to go in that lab. So, but I just want to say, pump the brakes on the generational talent stuff. The goal line stop. You couldn't get innovative as a play caller. You have a guy who came out there, bro looked shook. That Saturday, I'm not talking about the preseason and leading up to the game, the last few weeks. Just that Saturday, last Saturday, it was Arch Manning. I mean, every pregame, Arch Manning. Every daggone commercial break with an Arch Manning Commercial. Bro, he was selling eyeglasses. Like, yo. So when you got that type of build and they build you up like you King Kong, you can't go out there and play like a puppy dog. They had him out there like he King Kong, like he the big dog in the yard, like he that nigga. And he went out there and played pussy. That's what happened. So we'll see in a few weeks when Texas really start to get into the heart of the SEC schedule. So hey, I'm gonna put a pin in this and we'll see what happens down the line. Florida State upset it, Bama, 31-17, Castellanos. Whoo, he told them boys Nick Saban would not be able to save you. He's a transfer from Boston College. He went out there, he impressed. He was efficient. I think he only threw but 14 passes. But the passes he did throw, he made the best of them, made runs. Oh, man, they flew around. Castellano had a $152 in the air, 78 rushing yards, a rushing touchdown. Florida State, that's what you want to see out of the nose. Todd Simpson, he's the guy who taken over for the Crimson Tide. Woo, boy! Like I said, the nose, that defense, they was on his ass, no diddy all game. It was 17-7 at the half. Like I said, the game ended up being 31-17, 2-touchdown win. Hey, I was saying the whole game after a while to Ty Simpson, just look for Ryan Williams. Just look for Ryan. You're under pressure, just throw it to Ryan Williams. And then he gets hit on the play. Ryan Williams had to leave with a concussion. It was nose, being aggressive. That's the old Seminole defense. Them dogs was barking out there. They got it done. Boy, hey. They built the lead and then they just ran on them. It was physical. The board's in trouble already. The report saying that it's a $70 million buyout for the Boars. Obviously, once again, just week one. If we see that it's a way that you have to come out and play. It's a way that you got it's a way it's supposed to look. Nick Saban's not coming back, so I don't want to hear that Nick Saban shit. Nick Saban don't want to coach anyway. He don't want to compete because now everybody talk about parity in college football. The parity is there. As long as Nick Saban was getting the top recruits every year, it's easy to coach. Now that he's not getting the top recruits every year because of NIL deals, people kids want to play. Kids want to put tape out for the scouts. And you're going to sit me behind people for 2-3 years? Nah. So whoever you're able to recruit and dole out some money to, that's who you got to work with. See, if I'm blessed with every opportunity in the world, I step out and I do this, boom, boom, boom. Of course, I'm out there. Everything I touch turn to gold because I got every opportunity. Everything is at my fingertips. Nick Saban had everything at his fingertips. And when it did, and when it was not the case anymore, now he don't want to coach. He don't want to compete. He don't. So Alabama fans, Nick Saban's not come through that door anymore. Roll with the board. He's gonna have to clean it up. They're gonna have to get back physical. That's all. They have to get back physical. A $70 million buyout. Whew, that's a lot of money to eat. But I'm pretty sure if they wanted to do it and they had to, I believe they had to do it. They think they have to do it. They'd do it because hell, $70 million, they make that in athletics alone. So all I can tell for Bama fans, hang in there. My Seminole fans, great start. Let's see what Castellanos can do. going forward. My LSU Tigers beat Clemson 17-10. I said on our last episode, Nussmeier, he might be the one that holding up that trophy in New York at the end of the year for Heisman. You know, he's the veteran quarterback. Matter of fact, both teams got veteran quarterbacks. Him and Klubnik. Nussmeier threw for 230 and a touchdown. It was slow start. You know, both, field goals. But once it was, I say this, it was a filling out of a game to me. The second half is when that game got going. Klubnik, he also threw for 230, but the difference was the defensive pressures. LSU was able to get to Klubnik. I want to say this, I guess, going forward. Nussmeier. He made a throw. They called it back. It was not a drop. It was a play that it was like a Clemson home cooking Death Valley call. Because that's what I was looking for in my notes. Because it was, oh my God, it was a throw he made to Brown. And it was an NFL throw. Bro, it's probably 1,000 quarterbacks within the whole structure of college football that can't make that throw. That is what's going to separate. That's the throws that separate the future guys that's going to play on Sunday and the guys that's not. The guys that's going to fizzle out on Saturday. Oh, man. I mean, he ended up making up for it. Touchdown throw that put him up. But LSU, great start. Clemson, going to be fine. Dabo going to have them clicking. They're going to have to worry about the U. Oh, man. Against Notre Dame, 27-24. Carson Beck, obviously he came over from UGA. He threw for 205, 2 touchdowns. And he went up against Lloyd Carr's grandson at Notre Dame, 221, 2 touchdowns as a pick. The U, my thing was this. I was thinking about the defense. They last year they couldn't cover Carr with a California King bet sheet. They couldn't stop a nosebleed. They looked good. Bro, they had all the umps on the sideline. They had Ray Lewis. They had Michael Irv, the playmaker. They had Jimmy Johnson. I don't know what the fuck Stephen A. Smith was doing out there. Like, Stephen A. always looked like he wanted to be seen anyway. I don't know what he was doing out there. So all the umps were there, and they put on a show. They got a bit conservative late, but they forced the turnovers, the second half interception. They had an early fumble they picked up, second half interception. I saw a good connection. Beck to Tony, Carson Beck to Tony. I think that's going to be special all season. He hit him early in the first for a touchdown. And he kept going to him throughout the game. He caught 6 for 82 yards. And, of course, we saw probably a candidate for the catch of the freaking year. Carson Beck, he was getting hit off his back foot. What's my brother name? Daniels reached back, snatched that bitch out the air right in front of the safety. Because if he doesn't do that, the Notre Dame safety gets the pick. So, like I said, second half, it was stagnant. But like I said, the defense, Notre Dame came up with some points. Carr scored. Miami kicked the field goal. Defense held the win. Great way to start. The Unks is there. The Unks are going to stay there. Jimmy Johnson, I was surprised to see Jimmy out there, the old head coach. Rick Ross was out there. It was a great, and these games were upsets. Notre Dame was the highest ranked team. Clemson was the highest ranked team. Bama was the higher ranked team because Florida State was unranked, and they end up snapping Bama's streak of 23 straight home openers. And Texas was ranked over Ohio State, who's the defending national champions. So all of these were on paper upsets. So man, it was a great weekend. But now we're getting into the NFL. Guys, do me a huge favor. Subscribe, like, share on YouTube. Stream live on TikTok. You see me on TikTok. You see me and DJ iRock on TikTok. Double tap the screen. Send us some likes. Send us some gifts. We take that money and we reinvest in our podcast to give you guys the great content that we can give you. Great content. We do it how we do it for TV. I'm going solo dolo today. My broadcast bro will be on 126. I promise you that, because when we're going to hit all the NFL games, the big games over the weekend. But I do want to talk about this game tonight. Cowboys versus Eagles at Lincoln in Philly. My old stomping grounds, man, look. Man, they're going to be up in there. Hey, don't go in there half-stepping. Motherfucker gonna be up there ready to throw hands. They got a cheesesteak in one hand. They're gonna have a glizzy in the other hand. Yo, I'm telling you, Philly, that's a different crowd. Man, they're gonna be ready to go. We all know. We all saw it. Dak, the Dak attack. They don't have Micah Parsons. He went to, I guess you could literally say, greener pastures, He's a cheesehead now. I don't like how that went down. It just reinforced everything we already know about the Cowboys. The Cowboys, Jerry Jones, he only cares about headlines. He only cares about the next story, how he can, great businessman, how can we continue to market the brand of the Cowboys? Not paying my guys on time, waiting till the last minute to pay my guys, and then upset that you got to pay them more than what you would have paid them months ago or a year ago. That had to come into play. I can get deep into it. The puppet head coaches not bringing in free agents like he should. But great pickup with Pickens, though. I would love to see how that dynamic go, because you got CeeDee Lamb on one side, got Pickens on the other side. But it's banner night, ring night for the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. I'm not even Eagles fan. But, man, the kickoff Thursday night, Cowboys, Eagles, I can't wait. And, of course, we're going to talk about it on the next episode. Me personally, I got the Eagles winning. Probably 31-20. 31-20. I believe it's going to be kind of close early. I don't think the Eagles going to jump on them too crazy. And then, maybe they have to play a little catch up or whatever. I think it's going to be kind of a little back and forth and then pulling away, because like my man, I saw a guy do a skit where he's being Jalen Hurts, and he's sitting in the backfield so long, he's like making a phone call, like he's patting the ball. He's telling, like, come on, come closer. No, stay right there. No, you go long. He's holding the ball for like 8 minutes. He's making like, hey, hold on. Hey, yeah, come on, baby. Hey, I'm working right now. I'm gonna call you back. Boom, and then he throw the ball, because you got to get after the quarterback. If nobody ever tell you anything about the game of football, you have to have the quarterback. Have to have somebody to protect the quarterback, somebody for the quarterback to throw it to. Defensively, you have to have somebody to get the quarterback, and then somebody on the back end to guard their top receiver. So, man, it's so the Eagles, Cowboys tonight. I think is, like I said, gonna be good. That matchup, funny enough, Dak Prescott, I think is he has the winning advantage over Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts obviously wins when it actually counts. So, obviously we've seen over the last few days, Michael Irvin has been going crazy over why would you let go of Micah Parsons and this and a third. They got the two first round picks, and they got Clark. He's a defensive tackle. So we won't find out until 2-3 years down the line if those picks are going to be, if they're going to amount to anything of value, anything that's going to be a game changer, anything that's going to get Dallas over the hump. Clark, can he stop the run? Hey, you got the big guy. And I know if for whatever reason, Saquon tonight, if let's say they hold him under 100 yards, him and Jalen Hurts, they hold him between the two, maybe just a little over 100 between the two, but definitely Saquon. Tomorrow, I know you're not going to hear the end of it. Oh, it was a great trade. Look, they couldn't run on Dallas' new defense. They don't need Micah Parsons. For one game, Dallas fans are the Lulu. I'm telling you, I know what the headline's going to be tomorrow if that happens. On the flip end of it, we know Saquon, that boy, he break a couple of runs. He goes for over $150, a touchdown or two. Shit. Oh, they're going to murk Jerry with the headlines tonight and tomorrow morning going to the weekend. You shouldn't have. But you know what? And here's the catch-22. He would like it. Jerry would like it. Why? Because as long as the Cowboys are in the news and they're the number one topic they're talking about. Because they're going to be either way. They stop the run. The Cowboy Nation going to say, we up. He made the right decision. Don't need Micah. Look what happened. If they run wild on him, oh my God, why? If we can't stop the run, we can at least get to the quarterback. Number one topic. If we can't stop the run, we can at least get to the quarterback. Number one topic. Either way, Jerry Jones wins. That's why I know he doesn't care about winning headlines. Bro, he has a reality show, y'all, about the Cowboy cheerleaders. They just dropped a documentary on Netflix about the 90s Cowboys and everything that went on with them in the White House and the Booger Sugar and Jimmy Johnson. He ran Jimmy Johnson off and this and the third. Boom, boom, boom. That's what he cares about. It's wild that people are Cowboy fans and they don't see this. They look. Look, man. Boy, I don't know what it's like. The Cowboys, like when y'all watch the game, do they like put some in the TV airways and y'all, it just getting y'all skin or something? As long as y'all wearing the hats, y'all got the star in the hat. Bro, I know people who done bought 10 jerseys of the same guy. You got a new Dak Prescott jersey. Bro, you bought like 3 Cowboy hats. You got another Cowboy hat. Bro, you got an old throwback Aikman or Emmitt Smith or Michael Irvin. How many jerseys you had of him? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's not that you want to root for the winner all the time, but I don't want to root for Bull all the time. Like, I'm a 49ers fan. We haven't won a Super Bowl since 94. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'm in the same boat, but we've been back. You know, we went back with Kaepernick when, what's my man name? Michael Crabtree got held in the end zone. They didn't call it against the Ravens. We had Kansas City on the ropes. Let Tyreek Hill get loose. Let him get loose. And then porn star Jimmy Garoppolo missed the Emmanuel Sanders wide open down the middle of the field on the skinny post. Then we went into overtime 2 years ago and lost to Kansas City again in overtime. And that's debatable. Should we not accept to let them get the first possession and we get the second possession? Hell, I could go another route. Brock Purdy had Jennings open. All you had to do was just block Chris Jones just a little bit. Just put a chicken wing on him. Just give Brock Purdy just enough time. Jennings wide open. That was touchdown. That was probably ball game. So, and then of course, injuries and whatever. I'm not making excuses. We stunk last year. But at least the people who run the organization, they do what it is to win. See, when you win, the money and all that gonna come anyway. I don't have an owner in the gym that only cares about advertising, and that's dope, man, bro. The team is the most profitable team in all the sports. That's dope. That's cool. Obviously, that's the type of money that 10 generations of the Jones family will be taken care of. All right, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But in sports, it's about rings and things. And it's not going to be no Lombardi trophy in nobody's trophy case in a long time. Long time. So that's a great way to start off the season. We're going to have, matter of fact, this whole weekend for the most part is going to be filled with divisional rivalry games to kick off the weekend. So when we come back on for 126, me and my broadcast bro, DJ Infinite Rock, we're going to have a lot of content. We're going to have a lot of things to talk about. We're going to break down all those games. We're also going to have more viral news and things of that nature to talk about.